We're gonna start straight away with the plank. You can use the floor if you don't have a chair handy, or just go right onto a chair. I'm gonna come onto the outer corners and we're just gonna hold. Collarbones are wide, lengthening the body all the way out. Really reach the heels from the crown of the head, thinking about the heart lifting between the shoulder blades. The navel drawing up and in between the shoulder blades as the heart melts down towards your sacrum, towards the low back. Making sure we're sending breath into the backside of the knees. Check if you haven't dumped into the backside and are just locking into that joint. We don't need to see an external change or an external bend, but you really want to find the abdominal connection of the legs being supported in space by the abs. So find that connection as we work. We're holding and breathing, lengthening, just kind of finding a way to center ourselves inside our body in this experience. When we're home a lot, it can feel sometimes like we're crawling out of our own skin. So let's just get comfortable holding and breathing and really finding that peace and strength inside of our own skin wherever we're at today. Last 5, we're gonna grab that wine bottle. In 4, in 3, navel up and in, heart lifting between the shoulder blades, and bring it all the way in. Step your feet in. So we're gonna start with your wine bottle in your left hand. So I'm gonna hold kind of the neck of the bottle and my palm is facing up. I'm gonna use this chair like we use the ballet bar for a flat back single arm reach, and my feet are 4 inches apart parallel. If it feels better to you to have your hand here so that you're lower or a little bit higher rather than lower, that works too. The arm is long at your side and we're gonna lengthen and reach. Not too many times here, lengthen and reach. Really think about the arm reaching through the wall behind you rather than thinking about going high, go long. Reach the waistline long, reach the arm long. We still have breath in the backside of the knees. We don't want to dump into those joints. Draw the navel up and in between the shoulder blades. Last 4, we're there already. Last 3, last 2, and this is the last 1. Hold. We're going to bring that wine bottle with us and we're going to go into that step up orientation we did on Monday. So we're going to take the left foot onto the chair surface and we're going to rise onto the ball of the right foot on the floor. You want to have your knee aligned with big toe, second toe, and just in front of the ankle crease. I'm going to take both hands onto the wine bottle, so it's already a good balance challenge. And make sure you're finding weight in the foot on the chair. So in our Q&A after Monday's session, Kate was talking about how we find the connection to the glutes and the hamstrings really sincerely when we put some weight in that chair leg. So you should feel a lot of effort even just holding here. Hold the bottle or your weight in front of you. You can also have empty hands. Arms are round, collarbones are wide, and all we're gonna do to start is inhale and rotate. So it's an isometric challenge through the lower body as we rotate and narrow the waistline. So it's like we're holding in a step up, holding just a little bit down onto that chair pedal in the studio. We're gonna exhale to rotate back. Inhale to rotate to the side. The hips stay forward the whole time. Think about a heavy sandbag hanging off of your left hip to draw it down towards the floor. Inhale to rotate. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale to rotate. Exhale, bring it back. We're gonna go to 2 more like this. Find that weight on the chair foot also, not just the standing leg. Hold the rotation. Square up the pelvis, make sure the left hip didn't travel with you. We're gonna find something to glue our eyes to in that diagonal orientation. And now we're gonna exhale, bend the standing leg as that femur head sinks deeply into the pelvis in the left hip. And then we're gonna inhale, come all the way back up to standing. So a shake is good, guys. If you're finding a shake there, that means you're finding the deep connection from head to toe rather than just putting all of the effort through the glutes and hamstrings. We're holding that rotation to activate the deep abdominals and narrow the waistline while we're working. Exhale to lower. Inhale, think about the upper inner thighs narrowing to lift you. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you bring it up. I'm finding a lot of shake. I hope you are too. I hope it's not just me. Exhale down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, holding down for 5. Think about lengthening your spine with your breath, even though we're holding. Last 2. Inhale, unwind, and rise all the way to the top. Your right heel lowers down, and we're gonna step the left foot off of the chair. Okay, let's go ahead and keep that wine bottle for one more item of fun right here. If it's damp, mine was in the fridge because, ready to drink. I'm gonna put the forearm down onto the chair, or you can choose your hand, okay? So I'm gonna demonstrate with the forearm, and then we're gonna stack our feet. If that feels aggressive to you, you can bring your left foot behind your right, okay? So we're going to stack our feet, and then we're gonna send the wine bottle up and out. It looks like a party already. This is sadly what parties at my house look like. And now we're gonna exhale and round. Inhale and bring it back to start. We're gonna exhale, arcing under. Inhale, bring it back to start. So we're doing basically the opposite rotation we were just doing in that step up. We're rotating the opposite direction, toning the arms with the weight of the wine bottle. If that feels aggressive, keep working, guys. That's aggressive. You can always set it down and do the same thing with empty hands like this, okay? We're gonna hold the next one with the left arm up. You choose if you have any kind of weight in it. And then we're gonna float the left leg up and bring it back down. Somebody is not on mute, and I just heard a swear. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you bring it down. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, bring it down. Check out that you're not dumping into the bottom knee. Last 2. Bring it all the way down. With control, step the left foot in front of you and come all the way up. All right, let's go into a little up stretch. Now, I know you're saying, I don't have a chair, I don't have a spring, what are you talking about? So this is what we're gonna do. If you have sliders, paper plates, or washcloths, they're gonna go under the balls of your feet. We're going to take our feet onto those sliders in a first position. So heels touching, toes turned out. Hands come to the floor. You need to be on the floor and not on your mat, okay? So I'm gonna show it right here next to the mat. Heels are glued together, legs are long. We're only gonna do it 4 times. I'll do it if you do it. Flat back. Exhale as you round and lift, drawing the legs in. Heels stay glued together. Inhale to unwind. That was 1. Exhale, draw it up and back. Inhale as you lengthen and bring it out. Exhale, reaching with length using the power of your breath to draw the sliders in. This is the last one, stay with me. Exhale, bring it up and back. Inhale, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and with control, knees come down. Nice. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get the other side handled. I'm gonna move my chair. You don't have to. I just wanna make sure I'm demonstrating everything clearly for you, okay? So get your wine bottle if you have it, and we are gonna go into that side bridge position. You can be on your left hand or left forearm. You can have your wine bottle or not. Feet are stacked, and we're gonna take the arm with the wine bottle or not, it's up to you, up towards the sky. Exhaling as you round. Inhale as we bring it up. So we're really rotating the rib basket, giving a little arc to the spine. And unwind here. Just a few more, and then we're gonna do that leg raise. Arcing through and lengthening. And if that leg raise isn't for you later, you can always just hold the side bridge. Hold this next one up, and we're going to float the top leg up and bring it back down. Think about that femur head really sinking into the hip, and that's why the leg raises. Lower it down. Lifting off of the bottom, elbow and shoulder. That's really hard on that squishy surface of a chair. It's part of the challenge. Last 2 here. This is our last one. Bring the arm down with control. Bring the right leg forward. All right, let's get that wine bottle. If you didn't have it, we're gonna go into that step up, hold on the other side. So now we have the right foot on the chair surface, it's flat, and we're gonna roll onto the ball of the left foot. 2 hands are on the wine bottle or champagne. Melt the right hip down, soften the left knee just a tiny touch so you're not locking into that joint. And we're gonna start with those rotations. Arms are in a circle. Inhale, rotate. And exhale, the base of the ribs returns you to start. Inhale, think about adding length to the spine. Exhale, bring it back. Your head is in line with your spine, so your nose should be lined up with the center of your chest as you rotate. Find a little breath in the backside of that standing knee, that left knee. It's really gonna wanna lock out. See if you can lower your left heel maybe 1/2 inch and find even more connection to the inner thigh and the core. Exhale back to center. Inhale as you rotate. Hold this rotation here, hold. You're gonna glue your eyes to something ahead. I'm gonna glue my eyes in that direction, keeping my head in line with the spine, keeping that right hip reaching long. Exhale as we lower it down. Inhale as we bring it up. Exhale as we soften the knee. Inhale, the core, inner thighs, and hamstrings are working together to extend your body up. Do you still have weight in the chair foot, in the right foot? Find that connection so that you really get the back line of that leg, as well as the core and inner thighs working. It's not just that left leg getting all the effort here. Let's do 2 more. Inhale to pick it up. Exhale to bring it down. We're gonna hold at the top with control. Exhale to unwind the rib basket with control. Left heel melts down, and then we come off of the chair with our foot. Let's go into that flat back reach again. So we're gonna hold the bottle in our right hand. Left hand can come onto the chair back or the chair seat, you choose. We're trying to find our best L-shape orientation. Right arm is long, and we're gonna reach back. Just like we did on the other side, really reaching the arm long. Keep working. I'm gonna show you a few things about the pelvis here. So you're still reaching the whole time. If it's aggressive, ditch your wine bottle. You're aiming to find that flat back rather than trying to find a 7 shape like this. You don't want your legs in a 7. You wanna have everything organized, and you wanna reach your spine as long as possible. Let's do 2 more. You can lose count. This is your last one. And bring the wine bottle to the floor and come all the way up. All right, we did this on Monday, but I really liked it. So we're gonna try it again, okay guys? We're gonna go into a plank to pike. Feet on the chair is optional, otherwise keep them on the floor, okay? So we're going to take our hands wide onto the mat, and your choice is to keep your feet down on the floor like this and do a baby pike up and back, or for additional challenge, you can step 1 foot at a time up onto the chair, come into an elevated plank, and then reach up and back here. So this is similar to a plank to pike we would do on the carriage, right? So you wanna find that same sensation. Let's do 2 more here, because then I've got a little curveball to throw at you, because it's a birthday party. And bring it back. Whether you're on the floor or the chair, right foot crosses in front of the left. Now we're going into a little wounded twist because we can. Pelvis rotates up and back, pelvis unwinds at the bottom. We're only doing 4 on either side. Unwind, bring it up and back. This is gonna be our last one on this side, and we're gonna change feet. Up and back, hold it up and back. Uncross your feet. Left foot comes in front of the right. Pelvis is shining down with our shoulders at the top here. Then we unwind, and then we come up and back. We're gonna unwind, keeping your heart between the shoulder blades, lengthening with the flat back as you swivel. Unwind, reaching up and back. This is the last one, make it count. Unwind, lengthening as we swivel up and back. Uncross your feet, and we're walking both knees to the floor. All right, I hope you liked it as much as I did. Okay guys, let's go ahead and move that chair out of the way so you can set it off to the side, take it off of your mat. We're gonna go into a little jump sequence, and we are going to be on our back, and we're gonna do it with a single leg orientation like we would on the jump board, okay? So we're gonna lay all the way down on your back. And from here, hands are gonna interlace under the base of the skull. And we are going to bend the right leg into a 90-degree bend. Feel that femur sinking heavily into the pelvis with space under your low back, not mashing into the floor. Head is lengthening and tractioning, long shoulder blades melt down. And what we're gonna do with that left leg is extend it like we're in flight. So we have the front side of the ankle open. This is an inhale, just like when we jump in studio. And then we're gonna exhale, flex both feet like we're landing. And then we're gonna inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, flex as we land. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale, flex as we land. Really think about that right waistline working with the left inner thigh to extend that leg. Left inner thigh talks to the right waistline to extend the leg. Last 3. Last 2. We're gonna go into a little transverse abdominis lift. Last 1. Bring both feet in. With control, lower both feet down. They're gonna be 4 inches apart parallel. And we're gonna take our arms to the mat. We're gonna keep everything long here, guys. It looks like we're setting up for a bridge, but we're not gonna do a bridge. We're gonna do a tiny lift. I'm gonna move my arms. I'd like yours to stay here, but I want you to see the demonstration. So I'm just moving my arms out of the way for the visual for you guys. What we're going to do is find equal weight across the soles of our feet. So you wanna feel all 10 toes, the heel, everything in between, okay? Then what we're gonna do is maintaining a neutral pelvis, maintaining a crease on the front side of the hips. We are going to float just your booty off the floor. My pants are still gonna touch, but I have no weight in my backside on the mat. And you'll feel your deep abdominals firing up like crazy, like a diamond on the front side of the body. You might even feel it wrapping around to the spine. That's your TA. It wraps around like saran wrap. And then we're gonna set it down. So now the weight of my seat is in the floor. Now I'm just gonna peel up using all 4 corners of the feet. Notice I didn't round the spine at all. And then we're gonna set it back down. All 4 corners of the feet melt into the floor. And then we're gonna set it back down. We're gonna do 4 more of these, guys. Really in your mind's eye, even maybe close your eyes. We're nice and stable and safe on the floor. Maybe even close your eyes and try to visualize what's happening. Think about that saran wrap all the way around your spine as you lift. Find all 4 corners of the feet. That's gonna help you find the inner thigh, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. If your arms are imprinting into the floor like this, you can also find middle back, arms and shoulders. This is gonna be our last one, little tiny lift. It might be getting shaky, that's okay. And bring it all the way down. Okay, let's get the other side done on that single leg jump, okay? From here, we're going to lengthen our body out, traction the spine. We're going to float the left leg up into tabletop position. We're going to use the hamstrings and the abs to lengthen the right leg out, and the front side of the right ankle is open. Exhale, bring it in like you're landing, flex the foot. Inhale as you extend. Exhale as you land. Really reach the spine long. See if you can peel the bottom tips of your shoulder blades off the floor. Inhale as we extend. Exhale to bend. Think about that left waistline talking to your right inner thigh to extend the leg. Inhale, bring it out. Exhale, bring it in. Last 3. Keep lengthening, using that breath. Try not to mash the low back into the floor. This is going to be our last one, and we're gonna go into diamond jumps. So what that means is we are going to keep our body oriented as it is. Your head can go down if it's getting aggressive. Starting in closed parallel, we are going to reach long and land, flex the feet. And I reached a little bit higher, like it's at the top of the jump board. And then I'm going to reach as wide as my mat, like the middle of the jump board, and flex the feet, bring it back together. And then in flight, I'm gonna land towards the bottom of the jump board and bring it back in. So now we're making a diamond shape, right? I'm going wide in the middle, bring it back in, together at the top, and bring it back in, wide in the middle, and bring it back in, narrow at the bottom, and bring it back in. Keep working. I'm just gonna show you with my hands what's going on. Keep working. So at the top, we're like this, and then we bring it in. Keep working. In the middle, we're outbound here, about as wide as our shoulders. And then bring it back in. And then at the bottom, we're low. We're really getting into the low abs and bringing it back in. So do what works best for your body today. It might feel aggressive to take the legs too low. Don't worry about it. It might feel aggressive to take the legs all the way long. Don't worry about it. Keep them bent a little bit. Do what works for your body. Reaching long, bringing it in, coming wide, bringing it in, come to the top. This is gonna be our last diamond. Bring it in, all the way out. Bring it in, all the way long. Bring it in and hug the knees into the chest. Take a quick breath, release that low back. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go into some leg sweeps. Now you're gonna be able to do these with or without your sliders, okay? So you can do these with or without the sliders. We are going to take our hands onto the mat, come into a 4-point kneeling position. I'm gonna use one because I have it, and I'll also demonstrate what it looks like without, okay? So the ball of the foot can go onto a washcloth, paper plate, or a slider. So now I have my right leg extended off the mat in turnout, and I have my left knee directly under the hip. Collarbones are wide, just like how we started with the plank. We are going to exhale as the inner thigh swivels forward even further. I don't care how far the leg goes, just keep it long and keep the pelvis quiet. Inhale, and I'm gonna swivel all the way back to parallel, and I can feel that slider touch the mat. That's great. Then we're gonna exhale, swivel forward. Inhale, sweep it back. Keep working. This is what it looks like without a slider. I'm just kind of dragging the big toe along the floor. It just gives me a little more resistance and a little less glide. But you can think about what this would feel like in class with your foot in a long loop. Feel that resistance underneath the arch of your foot. Imagine it plugging your femur head deeply into your pelvis. We're going to sweep it out here, and then we are going to bring it back. Everyone bring the foot up. Even if you have a slider, bring it up and back. We're gonna bow forward, going into some tricep focused push-ups here. Exhale down. If you can, elbows come all the way down. If not, don't worry about it. Inhale, come up. So you see that it's like a teeter-totter. I'm keeping length in the low back, and the leg moves in a diagonal line with the spine. Exhale as you move. Keep your head in line with the spine. Inhale as you lengthen up. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale, try not to push from the floor. Try to lift from your core. Ooh, that rhymed. Exhale as you bring it down. Arms are long. Dripping water off the back side of the arms onto the mat. Exhaling as we lower. Hold this next one, hovering over the mat. Try to equal out the weight. Give the left arm some weight, 2 for 5, for 4, for 3. Reach a little bit longer for 2, and bring it all the way in. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and go into a little more work with that wine bottle. So what we're going to do is go into a little front raise with squat taps. If that doesn't feel great on your knees, you don't have to get your bottom all the way down to your hips, okay? So here we go. I have a closed parallel position, and my big toes are also touching. We're going to exhale as we lower down. I'm gonna ask you to keep your torso upright rather than bowing like this. Keep your torso upright. This is an exhale. Then we're gonna inhale as the wine bottle lowers and we open the front side of the hips. Exhale, keeping the torso upright. That's how we find major core activation. I'm gonna show from a profile. Keep working. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. Exhale, sitting bones broaden. Inhale, sitting bones narrow. Exhale as you lower down, plugging the arms into the middle back. Inhale as you bring it up. Just a few more here. Exhale down. Inhale, bring it up. Hold. Turn your wine bottle around. We gotta get both arms even, right? Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. Keeping that torso upright. I like to think about trading the crease on my hips. So now the crease is under my seat, and then as I lower down, the crease is on the front side of the pants. So you can think about trading that crease from the front line of the body to the back line. Exhale down, inhale up. How are we doing out there, gang? Keeping the arms plugged into the middle back. This is gonna be the last one. Stay focused, magnetize those outer thighs. Exhaling down, Inhale, bring it all the way up. All right, let's keep that wine bottle, and we're gonna go into a teaser, okay? So you're gonna sit on down, and your knees are gonna be bent. This is always an option to do with one leg up at a time, and you can alternate on every rotation, okay? We're going to hold the wide part of the wine bottle so it doesn't hit our legs. Elbows are wide again. I'm gonna lean with a flat back. Find like the deep abdominals drawing up and under the ribs, almost like a bed sheet, okay? So think about those deep abdominals drawing up and under. And then we're going to allow the tailbone to glide under us. Notice I didn't just go flop and the whole spine collapsed. We really want to think about that articulation. So the tailbone glides under us, the low back will follow a little bit, and then just keep that shallow curl, okay? Lots of space on the front side of the body. Let's invite the right inner thigh to talk to the abs to bring it all the way up. And then let's invite the left inner thigh to talk to the abs and bring it all the way up. All right, from here, guys, what we're going to do is take both arms out, put the wine bottles in the right hand, and bring both hands together. If that's aggressive, just do it with empty hands. Open and bring it in. If you're choosing a single leg, do the opposite leg, opposite arm like this, and then we're gonna pass, okay? So you choose, 2 legs are up or you're alternating. Either way, you're gonna get similar focus. Either way, you're gonna get major ab activation. And either way, you're gonna find that connection from the legs to the core. Magnetize the outer thighs if both legs are up. Plug the arms into the middle back. Hold the hands together, and we're gonna hold the arms up about the forehead height for 5. For 4, plug the femur heads deeply into the pelvis. Last 2, with control, arms lower. With control, legs lower. Nice, you guys. All right, let's go into a hinge. So what that's gonna look like is when we have our hands in the loops, similar to a setup for a chest expansion on the machine. So we can imagine the loops, right? Reach the arms long. Think about the arms imprinting back, like you're reaching through peanut butter. Really activate. You don't need to have weights or resistance to feel that activation in the arms. We're gonna lengthen the crown of head away from the tailbone, and all we're gonna do is hinge back and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and inhale, bring it back up to start. Long arms, collarbones wide. Lengthen the tailbone because the psoas drew up on the front side of the body. Lots of length in the low back. It's not about how far you travel, it's about staying organized, holding and breathing. Head is in line with the spine. 5, 4, really reach through the crown of the head. 3, 2, and slowly come back up to start. We're gonna add a wild card on this last one, okay? Take it or leave it, it's up to you. Arms come long, collarbones come wide, lengthen and reach, psoas draw up, tailbone melts down, and what we're gonna do is sweep the right arm up alongside the ear. Change, left arm comes up alongside the ear. Watch that the pelvis and the ribs are not starting to boogie around. If that's not for you today, keep the arms long. Last 5, last 4, this is 3, 2, bring both arms down with control. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Let's do that leg slide with our left foot on the glider, or you can do it without, it's up to you. So what we're going to do is have our hands on the mat, shoulder width distance. We're gonna have our right knee down directly under the hip, and the ball of the left foot or the big toe is on that slider. We're parallel, touching up to the mat when it's back, and then the inner thigh swivels forward to bring it forward. Inhale as we reach long. Exhale as the inner thigh spins forward. Inhale, reach long. Try to keep the pelvis quiet. It's really gonna wanna roll with you as that leg moves. So that's the core control. The core is stabilizing everything. Again, if you're used to working on a WundaFormer with us, you can visualize that loop and try to find that sensation under the arch of the foot. Can you plug the femur head in even as we reach, and you'll feel a lot more core activation. This is the last one. We're gonna go into that reach, swivel back to parallel, touch onto the mat. The leg floats up, deep crease at the glam line. We're gonna go into those tricep-focused push-ups. Exhale as you lower down, the left leg reaches long, pelvis is quiet. Inhale as you bring it up. If it is aggressive on your right knee, guys, you can always double up your mat under the knee. Be forewarned though, that's gonna be squishier and it'll feel nicer to the kneecap, but it's gonna be even more of a balance challenge to the core. So pick your poison. Exhale as you bow forward. Inhale, think about lifting with the core rather than pushing with the hands. Think about your breath, lengthening the toes from the crown of the head every time. Hold this next one down, hold and breathe, hovering off of the floor with the elbows if it's accessible to you. Square up the hips for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and bring your knee down. Nice job, you guys. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do is an inversion. Don't be frightened, I'm not gonna make you go on your hands all the way upside down, but I find that it's really good for my mood to turn myself upside down. So my daughter and I practice this all the time together, and whenever we're in a grouchy mood, which might be a lot lately, we bring our head to the floor and our feet up, and that helps everyone reset. So let's reset as the last thing together today. Elbows come wide. Your crown of head is gonna touch right onto your mat, but you are not permitted to put weight into your neck, okay? So we are going to have that connection point, but it's not a weight support. Give the weight to your forearms, your biceps, your shoulders, and your middle back, okay? Feet are in first position, heels touching, toes turned out. Load the weight into the middle back. See that I'm lifting off of the floor with that connection to the middle back. Now I'm ready to use the abdominals and the legs to extend into a pike position. No weight is on my neck, my head is just touching the ground. Here we go. Reach the right leg up and bring it back down. Left leg, with control, reach it up and bring it back down. Right leg, reach it up and bring it back down. Find that control, find that middle back and core connection. I know the arms are tired, we did a lot today. You guys are awesome. Left side, this is gonna be the last time on the right. Reach for length in your spine. Reaching back. Left side, reach it back. With control, bring both knees to the floor. Nice job, you guys. Okay, let's finish with a little hip opener, okay? So what we're gonna do is take our right hip forward, and you're gonna say, oh, I can do a pigeon stretch. Please don't just dump into a pigeon stretch because you think you know the exercise. Let's really do this mindfully. So what we're going to do is release into that stretch. Rather than push or force, we're gonna invite a release across the front side of the left hip and through the outer side and the back side of the right hip. Hold and breathe here. I'm gonna take the right arm up and over, continuing to deepen that stretch on the right side. Nice inhale here. Bring the right arm down. I'm gonna walk my left hand forward to the center of the mat, open into a rotation. That gives me a deeper release through the front side of the left hip. Not a tug, not a force, a release. Nice deep breath here. Go ahead and come back through center. We're gonna do a cat-cow, opening the spine. We're just gonna do it twice. We're gonna exhale as we round. Inhale as we gaze forward and unwind. Exhale, nod the chin round to the upper back. Tailbone melts down heavily towards the floor. Inhale as we open and gaze forward. Come back to neutral. And let's go ahead and bring the left leg across, hip opener on the left side. And the right leg reaches back. So guys, again, this is not about forcing yourself deep into a stretch. If you need the support of a pillow or a yoga block under your sitting hip, under your left hip, that's totally fine too. Notice I'm also not trying to force this shin parallel. You want to do what works for your body today and not worry about the external shape of how things look, okay? We're just going to find a beautiful release here. We're going to find some breath. And then we're going to take the left arm up and over, opening even further through that outer hip, sinking a little more deeply into the right hip. I'm going to walk my right hand to the center of the mat, open through the waistline. This really is allowing a deep release through the front side of that right hip. Sitting as tall as you can, always breathe, especially in rotation. And we're gonna unwind, and that'll do it. Thanks for being here with me, you guys. It is a joy to work with you in studio and from home, so I really appreciate you celebrating.